In this video I will be highlighting the transformation, special features, and other notables of the DX Engine Gattai Engine-O from the 2008 Super Sentai series Engine Sentai Go-Onger. Hey, my first video review, what do you know? As I said at the beginning here, this is a supplemental video review, which means I'm only going to be doing small highlights. I'm not going to be covering the whole aspect of the toy. If you want the whole aspects, you're just going to have to go to CollectionDX.com and read the full, in-depth, detailed review there. Okay, so let's get started. We've got Bus-On, Speedor, and Bear RV, Bear V, whichever. Quick highlights is going to be Speedor has the unique feature of the two. It can open up the spoilers there and then pop open the legs here, so it makes this kind of bird-like shape. I guess it has to have a bird function to it somehow, since it's a condor. And these fold up again like that. Okay, with Bus-On, let's see, with Bus-On you have the Bus-On missile. Now unfortunately these they're very, very hollow, obviously, and they don't hold at any position. In the series it's supposed to have missile tubes. You can kind of see them there, but unfortunately actually has like 20 missile tubes per. But however, you have to hold it open like this. So anyways, that's a special feature there. The head can bounce up and down a little, kind of like it does in the series, but that's about it. With Bear V, as I said earlier, like with Condor and Bus-On, you know, their heads bounce up and down, the engine block moves, just in the series. The toys do not. However, with Bear V, it has no visible mouth, so what it does, very Terrence and Phillip or Pac-Man style, the whole head bounces up and down like this. It locks up in at about 45 degrees. One option you can have is to flip open the lever for the, what's it called, the V-shield, and it'll just sit on that. Just kind of leave it half open, partially open. Okay, I'm going to be covering the engine soles now. Hopefully this will be a little shorter than that first one. Okay, now I'm going to be covering the engine soles. These are the, as I said in the review, the collecting cards of the entire Go-Onger line of toys. All of them look exactly the same. Well, they're all shaped exactly the same. They all have the same functions, 3 buttons on here, and each one has a very bright red LED light built in there. Very bright. It shoots over, this thing projects over 6 feet. It's not laser bright, but it's something close to it. This one is specifically set for Speedor, so I'm going to show you how it fits in here. And engine soles fit into any toy that can accommodate them in the Go-Onger line. That's pretty much all of them that I've seen so far, save for action figures, you know, 3-inch action figure, whatever. But they are designed to fit into every single DX engine, deluxe-sized engine. So I'm going to show you how to open up Speedor. And keep in mind that this is the same way that they appear in the series. Fold open the panel there by pressing up on the tab. Slip this in. Now all engine soles, I'm assuming, have 3 sets, or have the activation sound that you just heard, where you first put it in, lock it all up. They have a second sound, a second set of sounds that are generic, that, you know, one size fits all, where it doesn't matter which toy you put the engine sole in, they all act the same. And then there's a specific set of sounds that that applies to whichever toy it originally came with. The Engine O set only comes with Speedors. You'll have to get the other two for Bus-On and Bear V through different sets. The way you activate it, you'll see that the light for the LED shines through this little hole here. I'll show you. To activate the sounds, you press on his beak. That's his name, of course. This is the original voice of the Seiyu from the series, by the way. I'm not going to disrespect him by not being able to pronounce his name. Dore. All Denzians of Machine World, for whatever reasons, like grammar or something, they will say one of the syllables of their name over and over at the end of a sentence or something like that. For Speedor, it's the last syllable of his name, which is Dor. So in that case, he said Dore. As I understand, that means let's go, partner. Aibo, partner. Can somebody please tell me what that means? Because I have no idea what that means. I do not speak, read, or understand any word of Japanese with no syllables, no nothing. I don't understand Japanese. It's just those 4 syllables, just those 4 sounds. They repeat in that same order. And they all act exactly the same way each time. Yeah, that happens because there's that activation button on the bottom there. With bus on, it's a little different. Now it has both compartments here, but the go-on sword sits on this side, so that one's always down. And you're just gonna slip this right inside. Oops. The activation button for bus on is not his nose, but rather the back wheels. And you can skip through the sounds, quickly enough if you want to. Again, that isn't... Oh, enough. Enough! That activation button is very finicky, I've found. Very, very annoying. And the third one is Bear V. The compartment opens up back here like this, and you stick it in. It didn't activate. What do you know? The activation button, again, is a button nose. And that's how... Okay, now I'm going to show you how this guy transforms. I already have the engine soul placed inside of Speedor, so that'll speed things up a bit already. When you're transforming Speedor, it's actually pretty much the same. You're pretty much unlocking everything I've just shown you already. Yeah, okay. If it sounds like I'm being rushed, it's because I'm trying to get this video put together as quickly as possible, so I apologize if this seems a little rushed. It is my first video review. To put the 3 engines together, there's actually a locking mechanism. Push down on this, or you pull back on this tab here, because these things, they don't just snap together, you actually have to slide them against each other and they lock up. This is very tight. This is not going anywhere unless you release it. There you go. Now for bus on, this one I actually like a bit because the feet here, you don't just pull them out, but they actually come down and forward at the same time if you look carefully, if it's not too blinding. Just like that. Just like that. Da, 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 da. By the way, that decal on the top there does not change. It just sits there looking cute. In the series, it can change and do all kinds of interesting things. And that is the engine Gattai engine O. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to be covering the engine, the weapons, special features, and general posability. This guy has no real posability. This is standard Super Sentai stuff, locking at every 45 degrees here. Yeah, it is nice to be able to have that bendable elbow. However, it only snaps in that one. It only snaps in this position. Otherwise, it's completely free returning until it gets to about that point. The hands can open and close easily enough, but I'm going to get to in a moment here why it is I don't like the hands. This pops off here, this pops off, and rotates out. This is the V shield. The holes in it aren't too obvious. You can see 2 connecting joints there that they're going to be using later on with another set. The reason I don't like this particular set, or the hands on this guy, unlike the Shinobi machines from Hurricaneger in 2002, which had great hands, they could hang on anything you wanted to. The hands on this one don't grip quite as well as I would like. The peg here has a tendency to squeeze tighter than it needs to, so it has a tendency to just pop off at kind of random times. All official promotional materials, of course, have the shield pointed like this, so that you can't see his face or anything else. I suppose that's a good thing, because shields are designed for blocking things, but I prefer to keep it like that. The other feature that it has, I suppose, is the Go-On sword, which is stored in here. Almost dropped it. The Go-On sword looks like an engine soul. Why it does, I have no idea. This is always fun, because this thing is not designed to accommodate hands that have no fingernails, or it doesn't have anything that fingernails can hold on to. With the Go-On sword, I'm just squeezing the hand here, and you can tell it's loose because it's dropping, the weight of the thing drops down. It also doesn't grip it quite as well as I would like it to. I think that's it for weapons. Again, this elbow doesn't quite behave itself the way I would like it to as well. You can tell this guy's going to be set up for limb swapping, which is a special feature because it's got, well, aside from the fact that the entire arm flips around like that, you've got connecting joints sitting right there. You also have a connecting joint, which is kind of interesting, on the inside of the, let me zoom in a little here. Okay, I guess I can't. There's this connecting joint right here. I can't figure out what that's going to be used for. It's in a very inconvenient spot, actually, because you can't really get to it very easily. I'm hoping this series doesn't turn out like the very disappointing Go-Onger series did, where, you know, there was a bunch of holes and pegs and stuff that they never used. Just kind of left questions open. But aside from the arm swapping, you're going to have, you know, connecting joints here and here. You got one there. You got pegs on the bottom of the feet again. You've got the ones on the V-shield, and then you've got these two up here, and I'm assuming two more sitting on the top. What's the word I'm looking for? The engine soles, which is really nice here, are still accessible in Engine O mode. I don't have the two for Bus-On and Bear V, of course, but you can still access them here and here. But the interesting thing is that the engine soles are designed to fit not only in the toy that they come with, but with all the others that can accommodate engine soles, which, other than action figures, that appears to be the kind of the collecting gimmick for this year, which is kind of interesting. They're like collecting cards, which is kind of interesting. I already pointed out the 4 sound effects that you'd hear when it's just Speedor, but when you put the 3 together, actually you can see the tabs on the top here. These 2 black tabs where Engine O's head actually covers them up. That's the hidden trigger that switches between the 2 sets of sounds. And so now the second set of sounds, there's fewer of them, but it operates by the same thing. That's actually the only new one, and then the other one is... Now the interesting thing is I can... Yes, thank you. You saw me push on the beak a couple of times, and it didn't activate right away. I think that's some kind of oddity or something with the one that I have. I believe that's all the special features I can think of. I would greatly appreciate, I could say this because this is my first video review, I would greatly appreciate any constructive criticism you can offer up, not only on, I assume this is going to be posted on YouTube, but also on CollectionDX.com in the video review, or in the more in-depth text review. I got this Gattai Engine O from Hobby Link Japan, that's HLJ.com, for 6,800 yen. Great guys over there at HLJ. So this is Ava Unit 4A for CollectionDX.com, signing off.